Hey YouTube, it's Oliver. So this is my 6th day on testosterone video. Sorry I didn't make a first day on testosterone video, but my life got a little crazy for last week, and then I went to Pensacola Pride this weekend, which was a kind of crazy weekend, and as you can imagine I was probably in no shape to make a video, therefore here we are. Tomorrow I get my second shot of testosterone. Well, I give myself my first shot of testosterone, so that might have been confusing. Basically what I'm saying is the nurse gave me my shot last week, and I am self-injecting for the first time tomorrow. So I happen to have discovered that I have a slightly more than large fear of needles. So maybe if I make a video about it tomorrow, it might help me get through that whole process of self-injecting, which I'm not really that crazy about. So we'll get through it. We'll get through it together, YouTube. You might see me a little squeamish tomorrow, but that's fine. We'll get through it. So I'll make that video and I'll put that up tomorrow. In other words, in my life, I feel the same as I have last week. My voice sounds a little lower in this video, but I am under the impression that it is actually just in fact because of because I've stayed up and haven't gotten a lot of sleep this weekend. So it kind of makes my voice sound like I've got a little bit of a cold, which is awesome. I sound really masculine. However, I really cannot, honestly, in good faith, tell you it's because of the testosterone. I mean, it's the first week. I'm not sure that I feel any different. I'm kind of excited that I have started taking testosterone. However, I don't think that it's really done anything just about yet. I am on 25 milligrams a week, so I'm going to have a shot every week. So that's kind of a low dose, as I've been told. But I'm okay with that. My endocrinologist wants me to give my body a chance to get used to it. So we're in this for the long run. Whatever's going to make my body, I guess, feel better or take to it better. I'm more than okay trying that. So, I mean, if it was up to me, because I don't like needles, I'm like, let's make this count. Let's do a higher dose. But she said she does this for everybody. So you start off on a lower dose, and then you generally slowly progress, up to higher doses. Once you get your blood work back and reevaluates. So I'll see her again in a couple months, and we'll reassess from there, I guess. So that's what my dose is. I see Dr. Giolani in Gainesville, Florida. She's wonderful. She's really, really great. I would recommend anybody to go to her. Her office is really professional, very trans-friendly, and all the nurses always try and make sure they get your name right, because obviously you've got two names on the forms if you haven't gotten your name changed yet. So they're always like, I want to make sure I get your name right, and if they don't for some reason, they apologize, as soon as they can, and I am so sorry, Oliver, I didn't mean to call you this. So they're very considerate, very nice people. So yeah, that's what's up in testosterone land. I'm trying to think of what else is going on in my life. I got a job, and so I'm kind of juggling that right now. I'm working for a catering company. And it's really cool. When I applied, I told them that I went by Oliver. I haven't had my name changed yet, so I'm like, I go by Oliver. They were really considerate, and they call me Oliver. However, they call me she. So I'm just kind of sitting here like, how do I bring this up to you? I wasn't exactly thinking we were going to have this problem, but they all call me Oliver, which is good, awesome, but they call me she. It's like, Oliver, she's doing this, and I'm like, okay, come on, people, let's put two and two together. If you think that I might be a girl going by Oliver, wouldn't you think Oliver's a male name? I know that I don't pass all the time. I definitely don't pass. But, being the fact that they're like, oh, cool, that's a great name. I love your name. That's really cool. And then they're just like, she. And I'm like, well, crap. So I'm talking to my therapist about how to deal with that today. And I guess I'll address that tomorrow if she gives me some good tips on how to address it, because that's definitely an issue right now at this point in time. I don't know how long I'm necessarily going to be working there. Hopefully maybe the whole summer, and then they might let me go because I have surgery and I'd be out for 6 weeks. But if they don't, I'll keep working there. So it's kind of important that I get a good working relationship with them, and that they, call me by my preferred pronouns, like my male pronouns. So I don't know how to address it. I also don't like making people uncomfortable, so that's going to be kind of a thing that I have to address. And so there's a lot of other craziness that was going on last week, but everything's kind of mellowed out right now, which is good. Sorry, this is getting to be kind of a longer video. I'm trying to think of what else there is to address. So I wanted to address testosterone. I wanted to address my job. Um, I guess for me, this like at the beginning here, I've got like some hesitation and some fear going on. It's kind of a scary thing at the beginning, and I'm not sure I've heard a whole lot of like guys talk about that in their videos at the very beginning, like because it is kind of scary. It's kind of scary to start doing like shots that if you've never done like consistent shots or you've never really had to deal with the medical process before, which I haven't. I've never had surgery. I've never had to do anything like with doctors ever. So that whole process is new and foreign and kind of scary. And then the fact that I feel like I've never really felt like a lesbian, but my friend group is all lesbians, and then we went to Pride and everything is very lesbian or gay, and there wasn't a whole lot of trans representation, which I was totally trans all the time on the beach. There was no way around it. Like I had my binder on and I had a surf shirt over it. It was like, sleeveless, and then I was wearing board shorts, and I'm very hairy. Like there's no way around it. Like it was just kind of an awkward situation for me because I wasn't man. Like I wasn't hairy enough to be like full-fledged man. I don't have the scruff. I don't have any of that. Also, I'm binding my chest, and I don't. But I'm too hairy to be a lesbian. So it was kind of that weird in between. Like I was, definitely a man on the beach, but then when we went to the club at night, it was hard for me to approach girls being a guy because they were all kind of into girls, so I had to moonlight as a lesbian. So like this whole like in between stage is kind of scary because you're like, well, how am I ever going to get to meet people, or how am I going to introduce myself, or how am I going to be able to, like, I feel like I have to relearn how to date like in my masculine identity, like myself. Like I'm going to have to learn how to go to clubs and hit on women as a man. So that's a little like overwhelming at this particular moment in time for me, which is kind of exciting because I definitely like girls. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, this is another thing we have to learn how to do because I am newly single. So it's just like, well, crap. And like for my entire life, I've been like in the lesbian world, and I feel like I've been a part of this club, which is a really great club to be in, but now I feel like, oh crap, I'm not really in that club anymore. Not to say that I'm going to lose my friends, because I'm not, but at the same time, it's like I'm going to be the dude with a bunch of lesbians now. Not that I haven't been, but now it's going to be more prominent that I'm the dude with a bunch of lesbians. So it's kind of relearning my social circle, and that's kind of a scary thing, to be honest with you. I mean, you're kind of restructuring your life, so I don't know. It's definitely something to think about and to be aware of. And obviously I'm not on the other side of that yet, but I'm pretty sure that it will get better. Like those videos, it will get better. But anyway, so I'm kind of rambling at this point. Sorry about the rambling. But yeah, so that and the fact that surgery is coming up for me in like 2 months. I've never done surgery before. It's really soon in my process. So for me, I've always kind of been like, all right, well, let's, get testosterone and make sure this is like, right for me. I mean, let's be real here. I haven't stopped thinking about this for like 4 years. I'm positive this is right for me. It's just like one of those fail safes. Like everybody likes to make sure, like for sure. I mean, it's a big life decision. So taking this medical step for me, like in medically transitioning is huge. So it's kind of concerning. It's really kind of concerning, like taking that step. And then for me, it's scary that I'm taking this step to make myself feel better about myself. Like I'm going to be fulfilled in my own identity. But then at the same time, recognizing the fact that you're always kind of be like a little different than everybody else. Like just not enough that on the outside that they're going to notice, but just enough that you always know there's, I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for me. So those are just some of the things I'm dealing with at this very, very beginning part of my transition. It's exciting. I started taking testosterone. I have surgery in 2 months, which is kind of exciting. But these are just some issues that I thought I would put out there on the net and just kind of address. Not necessarily that I have all the answers right now, because I don't, but I think it's important to maybe just make this video and say, like, hey, I'm dealing with these things, and if you're dealing with these things, at least we're both dealing with, that somebody else is working through these problems too. So if I find any awe-inspiring solutions, I will definitely post them, between now and tomorrow in my next video. But yeah, so this is a long video, a long video, and thank you for watching. And so yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'll make another video tomorrow, but I hope everybody's doing well. And I got some of your comments underneath my video from last time, and you guys are really sweet, and it was really great. And I'm not the best about replying, but I will get better. So, so yeah, so have a great day and a half before I post my next video, and thanks for listening. All right, bye.